Hello everyone and welcome back to my Chanel. So if you had any interest at all in fashion or beauty and you are a millennial who was a teenager in the mid-2000s, should we just leave it at that? Yeah, because otherwise I'm going to clock myself. You might remember a little show called
America's Next Top Model.
Now this show, oh my god, let me tell you a little bit about this show. For some reason when I was younger, I was literally like, hello everyone, I'm the most fashionable person in the world because I watch America's Next Top Model. All of my friends used to watch America's Next Top Model. It was the hit reality TV show if you were like into any amount of fashion and like ludicrously. It was so interesting for some reason. So this is going to be the first part of a 2-video mini-series on my channel where we just literally look at what on earth was going on America's Next Top Model. Recently, America's Next Top Model has come like back into the zeitgeist of the world, and I have a feeling it's probably because it went live, like the old seasons went live onto a streaming platform, and now they are available to be rewatched. Something like America's Next Top Model is very of its time, and it should absolutely be left in history where it should belong. I first came across America's Next Top Model when I was still in high school, so I was about 15 or 16 years old, and I had just started socializing with a new group of friends, and one of those friends became my dear friend Electra, and she was the first person who introduced me to America's Next Top Model, which is now should be known as America's Next Top Massive Scandal Girls. Scandal Girls! Realistically, it can all get in the Ming vase as far as I'm concerned. One of the most iconic scenes to come out of America's Next Top Model is the infamous Tyra versus Tiffany section. I believe this happened in 2005. I want to say early 2005, maybe even late 2004. Like, we're talking quite a while ago. We're talking like 15, nearly 16 years ago. What has happened to time? So if you don't know, America's Next Top Model is literally a reality TV show in which a group of top models or top models have been cast to do photo shoots, to do events, and to do fashion runways, editorial photo shoots, those sorts of things. They're all put in a house together and they are literally eliminated like week by week by week by week until we end up with America's Next Top Model. So it is in fact one of the blueprint reality TV shows of its nature. This in fact created the genre of reality competitive television. Why don't we take a look at that infamous video clip, Tyra versus Tiffany. Now, I'm gonna have to plug in my headphones for this because I do have my laptop here and she can be quite loud and rambunctious and it's gonna be hell to edit in the audio studio later. So, I'm gonna watch this clip and I do apologize for the quality. Bear in mind, it was literally filmed in 2005 where 480p was the norm. So, a little bit of context for this clip. I actually watched this when it came out live. It was very, very interesting to watch because I remember being exceptionally on Tyra's side at this point. I remember literally being like, oh my god, like, why is Tiffany being like this? Doesn't she know this could literally be like her whole life? And I have a feeling I might not agree with that sentence now. Let's have a little look-see, shall we? So I've plugged in my delicious headphone. Why did I say that? No idea.
Hi, I'm Tiffany. It's Fashion Week in Paris. And Technicolor is the name of the game. I can't do this.
Yes, you can. Keep going.
I can't.
Why? Breathe and go through it.
Just try to go through it.
Tiffany, the other girls did not know these words. They goofed the words. Go through it. Just have fun with it. Use your personality.
Can I just actually say, though, that Tyra looks absolutely phenomenal like this? I don't know how we watched television back in the day like this. Like, she literally has, like, 8 pixels across her entire face. I do not understand how this even happened. She's got such glowing skin. She's so pretty there. I mean, I know I did just read her with those 8 pixels, but we will see. So it looks like Tiffany is struggling to read out a script. If you are a top model, or if you even are a model, or if you've done any amount of modeling at all in your life, you will know that if you're doing any sort of video work, you have to read from scripts and you might not necessarily know what's going to come up in that script. I myself have been a model for a few things and I've had to be like off the cuff as well as reading from scripts. So, I mean, it is reality TV, so this is going to be bumped up quite a lot, but we will just see.
I don't know. You want to go home? If you don't do this, you're going to go home.
Hi, I'm Tiffany here with ANTM TV.
Oh,
it's
God.
Fashion Week in Paris. Can you say magnetic,
Just keep going.
charismatic, solid gold, and shocking pink? Wow, tipsy top models. Oh my God, this is hard. Okay, tipsy top models, Tiffany, Kenya, and some other girls hanging with Tyra Oh my God.
What on earth was that about? Literally, this run up to that is absolutely obscene. That poor girl, I mean, some of those words like chartreuse and magenta, if you've never seen them written down, it can be so difficult. Like, quite literally, they put all of these tongue-twisting words together in order to trick her. Like, that is reality TV. If you are actually reading a script, the people that are involved in, like, wanting to make this project work are also on a tight budget, so, like, they want you to succeed. If they booked you as a model, they want you to succeed. They're not going to make you trip over your words. Like, they want you to produce a really good outcome. They need to produce a really good outcome for their bosses, their managers, etc. Like, this bit is a bit reality TV, but let's continue watching.
This is humiliating. More and more each week.
Tiffany,
Okay, juicy bits.
I fall apart and you fell apart. You had a defeatist attitude when you walked out. You said, every week it just gets worse and worse.
This is humiliating. More and more each week. I said every week I humiliate myself weekly. I know what I said.
Hang on, I'm not done. You look great, but with that attitude miss thing,
Yeah, you're very beautiful, so there's nothing you should hide.
Janice Dickinson is absolutely like a beast in these shows. She was obviously brought onto these shows to create drama because she is this like monster villain character. She does not seem to come across in these seasons, in these cycles, as a very nice person, and it's so difficult to like listen to her because I'm just like, stop being a bitch. Let's move on.
You know, you should come out and be just glowing.
I can't sit here and say, do it, do it. Do you want to go home? You have to hear that inside of your head, because in the real world, people are going to be like next and not care. Okay, here's your best shot.
The body language, it's like halfway.
Clearly, you were uncomfortable. You didn't let go, and you built up a wall between yourself and Rip. Well, Tiffany and Rebecca, please step forward.
Oh.
The two of you stand before me for two very different reasons. Rebecca, you stand before me, absolutely beautiful. Probably the best model, high fashion body of the bunch. And I know you want this, and I know you try, but we feel like your progress is just like this, just safe. Tiffany, you stand before me because everybody wants this more than you. Your grandmother wants this so badly for you. Sometimes when our lives are so hard and so difficult, and something that is so fantastic comes about, sometimes we feel like we're not worth it. And if you don't feel you're worth it, then none of these people behind me and I won't feel like you're worth it. We think maybe you might need a little bit more time to look in that mirror, find some self-esteem, and start loving yourself. This is a really difficult decision tonight. It put me in a very difficult place.
Can I just say, the things that she's saying kind of make a lot of sense at the same time. Like, nobody is going to be arrogant for you in this world. Like, you really have to, in some way, build yourself up before you can put yourself in these situations. Tyra comes at it in such a weird direction. She literally comes at it like it's this poor girl's fault that she's like this. It is just kind of like, instead of actually giving her any realistic techniques or tasks or, you know, anything to be able to actually create a successful model, Tyra doesn't want that. This show is not about creating successful models. This show is about creating drama and good television ratings. That's literally it.
Tonight.
Scandal.
You will pack your bags.
Scandal, 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 scandal.
Thank you.
Cheer up, waterhead. Looking all sad.
Come on.
Good luck. Come on. Oh, girl, you gotta stop. Breaking my back.
Why has she got a face like that for?
Can you guys stand in front of me? I just want to say one more thing, too. Rebecca, I admire your emotion right now. It shows to me that this was something that's very important to you. Tiffany, I'm extremely disappointed in you.
Why?
This is a joke to you. You've been through anger management. You've been through your grandmother getting her lights turned off to buy you a swimsuit for this competition. And you go over there and you joke and you laugh. This is serious to these girls. And this should be serious to you.
Looks can be deceiving. I'm hurt. I am. But I can't change it, Tyra. I've been...
Yes, you can.
No,
You can't change what?
I'm sick of crying about stuff that I cannot change. I'm sick of being disappointed. I'm sick of all of it. I'm not.
You're
Thank
not sick
you.
of being disappointed,
Yes,
Tiffany.
obviously I am.
No, you're not. If you were sick of being disappointed, you would stand up and you would take control of your destiny. Do you know that you had a possibility to win? Do you know that all of America is rooting for you? Do you know that? And then you come in here and you treat this like a joke? You come in here and look at that and say, I can't read that. You read 10 times better than half of those girls over there.
You did. You did.
And you come in here with a defeatist attitude.
I don't have a bad attitude. Maybe I am angry inside. I've been through stuff, so I'm angry.
Yes,
Everybody-
but it's not, this is not, be
Okay,
quiet,
but
Tiffany.
everybody
Be
don't
quiet.
listen.
What is
I'm
wrong
not
with
trying
you?
to, but you're not.
Stop it! I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this. When my mother yells at this, it's because she loves me. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this. When you go to bed at night, you lay there and you take responsibility for yourself, because nobody's going to take responsibility for you. You roll in your eyes and you act like this because you've heard it all before. You've heard it all before. You don't know where the hell I come from. You have no idea what I've been through. But I'm not a victim. I grow from it and I learn. Take responsibility for yourself.
Well, that was about as painful as stubbing all of your toes at the same time, wasn't it? Let's break it down. My goodness, let's break it down, let's break it down, let's break it down. So, Tyra throws this wobbly because Tiffany literally just goes back to the group and is just kind of like, don't cry for me, you know, it's okay, you've still got a chance to win, you're still in this competition. Smiling, not really smiling like huge amounts, but just like softly smiling, and is quite a somber person. Just because she's not immediately burst into tears, Tyra is like,
You're not taking this seriously. This is a joke to you. No one's going to take responsibility for you except yourself.
we just learned that this poor girl has gone through anger management. I'm pretty sure that in anger management classes, they teach you how to look after your own emotions first. They teach you how to keep everything in check. Let me move this back in case I'm shouting. How dare Tyra lose her crap quite that harshly just because Tiffany didn't cry? Like, what does she expect? Literally just like, you've literally put them up there to eliminate them, and like, they've probably gone through all this emotion in themselves, and then they're just like, do you know what? That's it, that's enough. Earlier in the episode, we even saw the fact that she was like, I'm just sick of humiliating myself each week. And we're supposed to side with the judges. Like, we're like, oh yes, you know, they're meant to be reading all these tongue twister things out loud in front of people, getting all emotional. And we're just like,
Is she going to fail?
and it's just like, that must feel absolutely humiliating. And you know what really annoys me about this whole interaction is that Tyra wants to invalidate Tiffany's feelings. Tiffany might feel humiliated and might feel hideous and might just literally be like, I never want to do that again. Because I can tell you, when I've messed up in my life, I know that you're like meant to get back on the horse and stuff like that, but it is hard to do that. Like, you need some amount of time. We don't know. This was probably all filmed in one day, so she's probably still feeling those exact emotions. Like, if something really negative happens to me in the morning, I'm still going to be feeling those things later in the evening. Maybe, you know, like the next day or the next week, I won't be feeling those emotions quite so much, but it is hard to deal with emotions. And the idea that Tyra is just like, oh my god, learn something from this. You don't know who I am or what I've been through or where I'm going. If you had ever felt those levels of emotions, Tyra, why on earth would you want to inflict that on someone else if you know personally how bad that feels? This whole show is so difficult to watch now because it literally is just like milking people's insecurities for humiliation and for views. And I must admit, I'm not the hugest fan of reality TV. I think that reality TV could literally get in the bin as far as I'm concerned. There's only a few things that I will watch, and that is if it encapsulates some level of creativity or artistic expression. What does Top Model do? Scream at people, it seems.
I've never seen Tyra that way ever. I can't even imagine her being that way. But she's angry because she thinks Tiffany hasn't changed, and that she takes this as a joke, and that everyone wants it so bad for her, but she doesn't even want it for herself.
I'm not finna break down for you and nobody else. You ain't did me, but bring me here and put me through hell these weeks.
So she's just said something really, really, really poignant. The fact that she said, all you've done is brought me here and put me through hell for weeks. Realistically, the problem with a lot of these shows is that literally they are executively produced with storylines. So each of these people cast in this show will be fit into and wedged into a storyline. So whether you actually want to be humiliated or not, or you just literally do want to be America's Next Top Model, the reality is that the producers have a storyline that they are fully preparing you to push you through and then like terminate you for. It was her time to go. Regardless of how well she might have done at all, she was pushed into a storyline, and that's what we know her as now. If you know anything more about America's Next Top Model and its scandalous history, let me know in the comments, because I know where I'm going to take part 2 of this video, and it will be out in a couple of weeks. The story gets even more absolutely obscene, and it gets so dark with America's Next Top Model, I don't even know how to even begin to explain, so we're going to investigate that in part 2. So my lovelies, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different from me today. This week's Instagram shout out goes to Leo Hugs. Thank you so much for following me, my darling. If you do want to follow me on Instagram, have a little look-see in the links below. And a massive hello and welcome to Mark Anthony Spellman and Abigail Kudabak. Thank you so much for joining my Patreon, you gorgeous people. And as always, a massive thank you to Morrigan E. Wolf, Erin Conkle, and Magusta Lagoose. Thank you so much for being my top tier Patreons and channel members, my darlings. Let me know what you think. Oh my god, this is absolutely obscene. But remember what they say, Rome wasn't built in a Ming vase.